माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Shyam Sundar Shri Radhe. Radha Shyam Sundar Shri Radhe. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Shri Shri Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सत्सदि डिवाइन ग्रेस श्री अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत महाराज स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य शिला हरिदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की, ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की, नवद्वीप श्री मायापुर धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगा माई जमुना माई की, सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Gaur Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So today we are starting new chapter 44. So we will read the summary and then we have 3 shlokas. So first we will do recitation. So we will recite 3rd verse of 44th chapter, 10th canto. Text 3. Aratni dve aratnibhyam जानुभ्याम चैव जानुनी शिरशीर्ष्णोरसोरस्तौ अन्योन्यम अभिजग्नतुः अरत्नी द्वे अरत्निभ्याम जानुभ्याम चैव जानुनी शिरशीर्ष्णोरसोरस्तौ अन्योन्यम अभिजग्नतुः अरत्नी द्वे अरत्निभ्याम जानुभ्याम चैव जानुनी शिरशीर्ष्णोरसोरस्तौ अन्योन्यम अभिजग्नतुः। अन्योन्यम् अभिजग्नतुः अरत्निद्वे अरत्निभ्यां जानुभ्यां चैव जाह्नवी विराशिष्णोरसौरस्थौ अन्योन्यम् अभिजग्नतुः। माता जी जानुभ्यां चैव जाह्नवी अन्योन्यम् अभिजग्नतुः। Word to word meanings. Aratni, against the opponent's fists. Dve, two. Aratnibhyam, their fists. Janubhyam, their knees. Cha, eva, also. Januni, against the opponent's knees. Sirah, head. Shirshna, with head. Urasa, with chest. Uraha, chest. Tau, they in pairs. Anyonyam, each other. Abhijagnatuh, struck. Translation and purport. They each struck fist against fist, knees against knees, head against head, and chest against chest. Purport. The word aratni in this verse may indicate the elbow as well as the fist. Thus, blows were perhaps also struck with the elbow, a technique seen today in various martial arts. गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। हे श्री सनातन प्रभो करुणाम्बराशे, हे रूप दुर्गत जनैक दयावलोक, हे भट्टयुग्म सुमते रघुनाथ दास, श्री जीव में कुरुत मंदमतेर्दयांतरात्। नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले, श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे, निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। यो अन्तःप्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरा स्वधाम्ना। अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। हृदयस्य प्रेरणया प्रवर्तितोऽहं वराकरूपोऽपि तस्य हरे पदकमलं वन्दे श्रीचैतन्यदेवस्य। हरे कृष्णा। So today we are starting new chapter, chapter 44, killing of Kansa. So here lot of adventures will be happening, lot of killing of the wrestlers, and then Kansa is killed, then later his brothers will be killed. So lot of adventures and lot of episodes will happen here. It has begun, I think, from last chapter, last to last chapter. So here we'll just read the summary ones. So killing of Kansa, chapter 44. This chapter tells how Krishna and Balram killed the wrestlers, how Krishna killed Kamsa and consoled Kamsa's wife, and how the two lords were reunited with their mother and father. Deciding to wrestle, Lord Krishna faced off against Chanur, and Lord Baldev took on Mushtik, battling arm to arm, head to head, knee to knee, chest to chest. The opponents attacked each other so fiercely that they appeared to be harming even their own bodies. So they started fighting. The ladies in the arena, seeing the violent battle, began to condemn the king and the members of the assembly. A respectable audience should never have allowed a wrestling match between such huge wrestlers, whose limbs are as tough as lightning bolts, and such tender young boys who are just entering youth. So there they are blaming all the wrestlers and the king, the ladies of Mathura. So this is because of their attachment to Krishna and Balaram. So attachment is something that makes us partial. If we are attached to some person or to something, and when something is bad that is happening to that person, then we may also feel offended. It may happen. Something very inappropriate is happening to him. Okay, it is inappropriate, but it's not so inappropriate. So what makes them feel the depth of inappropriateness is the attachment. So attachment, most of the times people are attached to things of this world, things of dualities. But here the Mathura ladies, they are attached to Krishna and Balaram, and because of that they are condemning Kamsa and the wrestlers. Similarly, we see that the gopis, they are also condemning the pebbles and thorns of Vrindavan, although there are no pebbles and no thorns there in Vrindavan, but they are blaming because of attachment. They are blaming Brahmaji, and such a dull-headed creator. He is the son of lotus. He doesn't know how to create. Yes, he should have given many eyes to the Brajavasis, but he has given only 2 eyes. And on the top of that, he has put eyelids. And we are not able to take darshan of Krishna. So they are condemning Brahmaji. They are condemning Akrurji. Poor fellow has just come on the order of Kamsa. And on the consent of Krishna and Balaram, he is taking Krishna and Balaram to Mathura. But they are condemning. He is not Akrura, he is Krura. So this is because of the attachment. So where we are reposing our attachment, where we are reposing our loving and serving propensity, that is very important. We can repose our attachment onto the Lord, or we can repose to the things of this material world. If we are attached to the things of this material world, then anything that there is obstruction in this attachment, that will cause us to blame that. For example, Duryodhan was so much attached to the kingdom that even when Vidurji was giving very good advice, still he was thinking that he is harmful to me, and he charged at Vidurji. And here we see the Mathura Stris, they have attachment towards Krishna, and because of that they are blaming Kamsa and the wrestlers. So we also need to have that attachment. If you see the entire scenario, nothing is being harmed for Krishna and Balaram. Krishna and Balaram, they are just the supreme lords, and they are enjoying the wrestling. They need not fight with the wrestlers, but just to enjoy that rasa of Veer, they want to fight. And they are enjoying when Chanur is putting a punch on him, Krishna. But when the Mathura ladies, they are seeing that Chanur is beating Krishna, they are feeling anghasht, they are feeling that as if the punch is coming on them only. They are saying that later in this chapter it will only come. They are saying that you see how much Krishna is being harassed, how much he is being withered. You see the drops of perspiration on his face. So this is because of the attachment. We also need to develop this attachment towards Krishna. If we have this attachment towards Krishna, so any harm that will happen to Krishna, to his mission, to his service, to his temple, to his deity, a devotee will become like fire. We see in the life of Srila Prabhupada, when in the case of Bombay, Juhu land, so there was harm done to the mission. So Srila Prabhupada, he took that mission, that land very seriously, and at last took it also. So we need to check in our life what are we attached to. Are we attached to Krishna, or are we attached to things of this world, to name and fame, to comforts? We have to check. So attachment. So attachment makes one blind. So here these Mathura ladies, they are being blinded by the attachment to Krishna and Balaram. They are the supreme lords. They are not being harmed by Chanur and Mustik. Rather they are enjoying, but they are blinded to this reality. This is secondary for them. The primary is attachment to Krishna. And this is what Krishna relishes. This is what Krishna loves. And in order to pacify them, he started to kill Chanur, Mustik and all of them. So they are saying a respectable audience should never have allowed a wrestling match between such huge wrestlers whose limbs are as tough as lightning bolts, and such tender young boys who are just entering youth. An intelligent person should never enter an assembly, even if he sees injustice being done there. Because Vasudeva and Devaki did not fully understand the power of Krishna and Balram, they became extremely unhappy when they heard the women of the audience speak these words. So here they are telling if somebody is offending, so this is mentioned in the 4th canto, in the case when Sati instructs, Sati is talking to Daksha, Prajapati Daksha, and also it is mentioned in Anodi also. So that if somebody is offending the devotee of the Lord or the Lord himself, so if one is capable, one should kill that person. Killing means like one should stop him from saying such illogical words. By the strength of the Shastra and logic, he should stop him. If he is unable to do that, he should close his ears and run away from that place. Karno pidhaya, like that. And if even he is not able to do that also, then he should commit suicide. Like that. So this they are mentioning here. Sri Krishna then grabbed Chanura's arms, whirled him around several times and threw him to the ground, killing him. Mushtik met a similar fate. After being struck powerfully by Lord Baladev's palm, he began vomiting blood and then fell down dead. Thereupon the wrestlers named Koot, Shal and Toshal came forward, but Krishna and Balram easily killed them with the blows of their fists. The remaining wrestlers, fearing for their lives, all fled. Except for Kamsa, everyone present cheered Krishna and Balram. The king, in a rage, stopped the festive music and ordered that Vasudev, Nand, Ugrasen and all the cowherds be severely punished, and that Krishna and Balram be driven from the assembly. Krishna became furious when he heard Kamsa speak this way, and he instantly leapt onto the lofty royal dais. He grabbed Kamsa by the hair, hurled him down onto the floor of the wrestling ring, and threw himself on the top of him. In this way, Kamsa met his death. Because out of fear, Kamsa had always thought of Krishna. After his death, he gained the liberation, having the form like the Lord's. So he gained Sarupya Mukti, because he was always thinking of Krishna in fear. He was always fearing from the Lord. Kamsa's 8 brothers then attacked Krishna but Balram easily killed each of them with his club, just as a lion kills defenseless animals. Kettle drums resounded in the sky as the joyful demigods rained down flowers and chanted the glories of Lord Krishna and Lord Balram. The wives of Kamsa, grieving for their husband, lamented that he had died because of his violence towards other living beings and his lack of respect for Krishna, the Supreme Soul, who creates, maintains and destroys the entire universe. The Lord consoled the widows, had the funeral rites performed for Kamsa and his brothers, and then released his mother and father from the bondage. Krishna offered obeisances at his parents' feet, but they, now understanding him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, did not embrace him. So this is the difference in the mood of the Brajavasis and the Parikar outside Braja, especially Mathuravasis and Dwarikavasis. They love Krishna, but whenever there is some opulence displayed by Krishna, their sweetness, their madhur shrinks, it slackens, and that opulence overpowers. So we'll discuss this more. First, let us read these 2 shlokas also. So we have text 1. Shri Shuka Uvacha Evam Charchita Sankalpo Bhagavan Madhusudanaha Asasadat Chanuram Mushtikam Rohini Sutaha. Sukdev Goswami said, thus addressed, Lord Krishna made up his mind to accept the challenge. He paired off with Chanur and Lord Balram with Mushtik. So, evam charchita sankalpaha. Like this, he made his mind to kill all the wrestlers and Kamsa as well. So, Bhagavan Madhusudana. 2 words are used for Krishna, Bhagavan and Madhusudana. Bhagavan everyone knows. Bhag refers to the 6 qualities. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya shriya jnana vairagyasya shadvir bhagaitingena. So these 6 qualities, they are called bhag. Aishwarya, opulence, then fame, beauty, knowledge, renunciation, strength. This collection of 6 qualities is called bhag, and one who has this bhag is called Bhagavan. And it is samagrasya, all the fame, all the beauty, all the knowledge, Krishna has all of them. So nobody can compete with Krishna. Somebody can lift 50 kilogram, somebody can lift 100 kilogram, somebody can lift 200 kilogram, but Krishna lifted Govardhan hill. Now compete. What will you compete? Somebody is Lakhpati, somebody is Karodpati, Arabpati, Kharabpati. Krishna is Lakshmipati. So nobody can compete with Krishna. So Bhagavan means he is quite capable of killing this Chanur and all the wrestlers. Just by his mere desire, by his Sankalpa Shakti, he can kill them. But still he is engaging in wrestling. Why? To relish that rasa of Virya. So there are 5 primary rasa and 7 secondary rasa. So in 7 secondary, one of the rasa is Virya, where Lord desires to fight. Now in the Vaikuntha Loka, even if Lord desires to fight, nobody will fight with the Lord, because all of them are the devotees of the Lord. If Lord picks up the club and says, Jai, come and fight with me, then Jai will take a flower and throw it. So this is a fight. So if he wants to engage in fight, he comes to this material world to relish this rasa. He is Akhila Rasamrit Murti. In the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, in the very first slok, Mangalacharan, Krishna is called Akhila Rasamrit Murti. He enjoys all the rasas. So enjoy this Virya rasa, he engages in fight. And this fight happens only in this Bhauma Vrindavan. The demons, they come, Krishna kiss those demons only in Bhauma Vrindavan. There are certain leelas which do not happen in Golok Vrindavan. For example, the birth, the Janma Leela, the going of Krishna from Vrindavan to Mathura, coming back, Gaman and Pratyagaman, and then this killing of the demons. So these 4 leelas only happen in Bhauma Vrindavan. So Krishna enjoys this rasa. So he is called as Madhusudana. Madhu was the name of a demon. So there also Krishna was quite capable of killing that demon. But he engaged in a duel fight with Madhu for quite some considerable amount of time. Similarly here also he is engaging in fight. You will see that there is a mention of fight in like 6-7 shlokas. Yeah, 5 shlokas, how they are fighting, it is mentioned. So Madhusudana, Asasadatha Chaduna, Mushtikam Rohini Sutta. He coupled up with Chanur and Lord Balram, he coupled up with Mushtik. Then Hastabhyam Hastayor Badhva Padbhyam Evacha Padayo Vichakar Anyonyam Prasahya Vijigishaya. Seizing each other's hands and locking legs with other, the opponents struggled powerfully, eager for victory. Now this they are fighting. So how they are fighting? They locked hands with each other, they locked the legs with each other, and they are pulling each other in order to win. Then this we read this shlok, Aratnibhyam Janubhyam Chaiva Januni Sira Shishno Raso Rastau Anyonyam Abhijagnatuhu. So Aratni. So Aratni is here, it is being translated as fist. But the actual meaning, Sridhar Swami mentions, Aratni means that fist which is formed without this little finger. Generally fist is formed like this. Now if you take out this little finger, this is called Aratni. Jiva Goswami says that actually this is not the popular way of fighting. So actually here Aratni means fist. But another meaning of Aratni is the portion between this elbow and this little finger. This is also called Aratni. So they are fighting with this, something like that. Vishwanath Jagdi Thakur says, actually it means fist only, but Krishna does always something new. He plays flute in a newer and newer way, that even Lord Shiva and Brahma are bewildered, that which tune is this? So he invented a new way of fighting. He formed a fist like this, and when Chanur saw that Krishna is fighting like this, he also wanted to prove that I am also a very great wrestler. So he also started fighting like that. So Aratni Dve Aratnibhyam, like that. Janubhyam Chaiva Januni, they were striking knees against knees. And Sira Sirishna, with their head, they were striking the head of the opponent. Both of them. Anyonyam. And Urasa Uraha, with their chest, they were striking the chest of the opponent. So such fierce fight was going on. More it's mentioned after this also. Yeah. But we'll discuss little bit on the summary. So in the summary, the mood of Vasudeva and Devaki is mentioned. That Vasudeva and Devaki, when Krishna and Balaram offered them obeisances, they thought that they are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they did not embrace Krishna and Balaram. So this is the difference between the Mathura and Dwarka Parikar and the Vrindavan Parikar. If you see at the Leelas that are happening in Mathura, Vrindavan and Dwarka, if we compare them, we will see that the intimacy increases. as one goes from Dwarka to Mathura to Vrindavan. The pastimes in Vrindavan are more and more intimate. They are more and more close. If you see in Dwarka, there Krishna is a king. He is worshipped with awe and reverence. In Mathura, this feeling of awe and reverence reduces a little bit, but it is there. It reduces and more sweetness is there, more madhur is there. In Vrindavan, opulence is there, but the Brajavasis never look at the opulence of Krishna. The entire focus is on the madhurya of Krishna. This is the difference. There Krishna is like a simple Gopal, and he is tending his cows, and he is loved by everyone. He is playing with his cowherd boyfriends. He is doing ras with the gopis. So this is a difference in the mood. Thus pastimes, sweet pastimes are there in Mathura also, in Dwarka also, but sweetness of the pastimes in the Vrindavan, it is much more. That is why in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Krishna is called as Purna, Purnatar and Purnatam in Dwarka, Mathura and Vrindavan. So there Rupa Goswami mentions that Hari Purnatamah, Purnatarah, Purna iti Tridha. Like Hari is called Purna, Purnatar and Purnatam based upon how much qualities he is showing. So Krishna can express many of his qualities depending upon the parikar, depending upon the associates. So in the very next sloka, it mentions Prakashit Akhil Gunai Smrito Purnatamo Budhai. Those who are intelligent, they understand that when Krishna exhibits all his gunas, Prakashit Akhil Gunai, when he expresses all his qualities, then he is called as Purnatamaha. The qualities, what are these qualities? Jiva Goswami mentions in the purport, the qualities are the qualities of opulence, the qualities of sweetness and of mercy. Aishwarya, Madhurya and Kripa. So when Krishna shows all these qualities in full, that is in Vrindavan. Krishna se purnatamta akhyate gokulakle, like that. In Gokul, all the qualities are exhibited. Like we see in the Brahma Movi Mohan Leela, the opulence of Krishna is expressed. For example, it was mentioned that when Brahmaji stole all the calves and the cowherd boys, then Krishna became all the cowherd boys and the calves. Yavad vatsa pavatsa kalpaka vapur Yavad karanghryadikam Yavad yashti vishana venu dalashek Yavad vibhu shambaram Yavad chila gunabhidha kritivayo Yavad viharadikam Sarvam Vishnumayo girungavadajaha Sarvasvarupo babhao. So there it is mentioned that Krishna, when he saw that his cowherd boyfriends and the calves are missing, he took the form of those cowherd boys, these calves. Yavat karanghradikam, and exactly whatever their bodily characteristics were. For example, whatever their hands were there, Krishna became exactly the same. Not only that, Krishna became their paraphernalia also. Yavad yashti, he became their sticks. Vishana, he became the bugles. Venu, the flute. Dalshik, their tiffin boxes. Krishna became the tiffin boxes. Vibhush ambaram, he became the abhushan, the jewelry and the clothes. And he acquired the exact psychophysical tendency. Yavad viharadikam, the way they used to play, he exactly copied everything. Sarvam Vishnumayam Girunga Vadaja. So there is a Shruti that said Sarvam Vishnumaya. Everything is Vishnumaya, and it is being proved in this Leela. Everything was Vishnu only. And when Lord Brahma came after 1 year, he was shocked to see that cowherd boys and calves, they are there only, but I stole them. So he went again back, and there he saw there also the calves and the cowherd boys were there. Again he came back. Like he did many rounds. And then he was bewildered that what is happening, which are true, which are false, satya ke katare nati, which are true, which are false. And then right in front of the eyes of Brahmaji, everything transformed into Vishnu form. Tavat sarve vatsapala vidrishyanta ajyatosya, like that, something is there. Vidrishyanta ghanashyama pitakoshe avasasa tavat sarve vatsapala drishyato jasya tatchanat. At that very moment, Lord Brahmaji was observing, and everything transformed into Vishnu form with the hue of the new monsoon cloud. and with the dazzling pitambar. So he was bewildered. So this is the opulence of Krishna. He showed everything is Vishnumaya. This is opulence. Then we see the sweetness of Krishna in the Damodar Leela. That very supreme Lord, who is the essence of the entire creation, who pervades the entire creation, who sustains the entire creation, who is the source of the impersonal Brahman. The Paramatma is his plenary expansion, who is Anantakoti Brahmanda Nayak, who bounds everyone in the rope of karma, karma bandhan. He becomes bound by the love of Mother Yashoda and becomes Damodar. So this is his sweetness. Hearing this pastime, even Parikshit Maharaj was shocked. And he asked that what pious activities did Nanda Maharaj do? What pious activities did Mother Yashoda do? Nanda kimakarod brahman shreya evam Yashodayam Yashoda cha mahabhaga papoyasya stanam harihi. That what pious activities that Nanda Maharaj do, that and Yashoda Maiya did, that Krishna is drinking milk from her breast, like that. So this is the sweetness of Krishna. Similarly, we see the kripa, mercy of Krishna also, like in the Putana Uddhar Leela. That very demoness who came to kill Krishna by smearing poison in her breast, Krishna gave her the form of mother in the spiritual world. Uddhavji mentions, Aho bakiyam stanakala kutam jinghan saya payad dapyasadvi lebhe gatim dhatrujitam tatonyam kim vadayalum sharanam vrajema kam vadayalum sharanam vrajema. Uddhavji asking that whose shelter should I take? Such merciful is my Lord, that very demoness who came to kill Krishna, Krishna gave him the gati of his mother. So such are the pastimes. So opulences, sweetness and the mercy, it is exhibited in full in Vrindavan. Now even if you look at the Madhurya part, the most important is the Madhurya part. In the Krishna Leela, the 4 types of Madhurya are very famous. Leela Madhuri, Parikar Madhuri, Vedu Madhuri and Rupa Madhuri. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu it is mentioned. Now if we look at the Leela Madhuri, now Leela is performed in mostly all the rasas by Krishna. So there are 5 primary rasa. The first ras is Shantaras. So Shantaras, here Krishna, here the devotee of the Lord is respecting the qualities of the Lord, the opulences of the Lord. He acknowledges that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the source of Brahman. He is expanding himself as Paramatma. And then he acknowledges all that. So there is a nishtha in this, there is a loyalty in this. So in the spiritual world, we see that there are paraphernalia of the Lord. So all these are the devotees in the Shantaras. For example, the fui, the dewdrops, they are the devotees of the Lord. The umbrella of the Lord, the singhasan of the Lord, they are the devotees of the Lord in Shantaras. Similarly, after that there is Dasyaras. In Dasyaras, there is loyalty of the Shantaras, along with that there is a service to Krishna. But this service is associated with awe and reverence. In Sakhyaras, this awe and reverence, this hesitation gets removed. And so there is loyalty of Shantaras in the Sakhya, plus there is service of Dasyaras, plus there is non-hesitation part also. In the Vatsalyaras, there is Lalya Palya Bhav, parental affection. So Maya Yashoda is thinking, this, if I do not correct Krishna, who will correct Krishna? Today he is breaking the pot of butter in our home. Tomorrow he will set fire in the home. Today he is going and stealing butter in the neighbor's home. Tomorrow he may steal money also, jewelry also. So if I do not correct, who will correct him? So that is why Mother Yashoda binds Krishna. So this is parental affection, Lalya Palya Bhav. So in this Vatsalyaras, there is loyalty of Shantaras, there is service of Dasyaras, there is non-hesitation of Sakhyaras plus parental affection. Now the supreme ras is Madhurya ras. In this Madhurya ras, there is Atma Samarpan. In Atma Samarpan means giving oneself fully to the Supreme Lord. So this is the ras which Krishna enjoys the most. So in this ras, all other ras are included. There is loyalty of Shantaras, there is service of Dasya, there is non-hesitation part of Sakhya, there is parental affection also, and plus there is Atma Samarpan, full dedication. So this Madhurya ras is called Sarva Rasasar. It is the essence of all the ras, and it has within it all the other rases also. Plus in Madhurya ras, if you see the Leelas, it is classified into 2 parts. One is called Gaud Sambhog, another is called Mukhya Sambhog. So Gaud Sambhog means the one Vihar Leela, Jhulan Leela, and Nauka Vihar Leela. This is called Gaur Sambho. Playing the chess, this is called Gaur Sambho. Mukh Sambhos means the Ras Leela, Nikunj Leela, that is called. So in Madhurya Ras, the epitome of the Leelas is Nikunj Leela. So very intimate Leelas that are performed there. And these Leelas happen only in Vrindavan. They do not happen in Mathura, they do not happen in Dwarka. There is a famous pastime where there was a solar eclipse and all the Brajavasis, they went to Kurukshetra. And Krishna and Balram and all the Yadavas, they also came there. And in that eclipse, Krishna was there and all the gopis were there. They met also. So somebody may say that we can decorate Krishna like a cowherd boy, we can give a flute to him, we can put a peacock feather also. So Ras can happen there also, but no, it cannot happen there. It is explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita that during Ratha Yatra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was reciting a shlok from Kavya Prakash. So Kavya Prakash is a book of poetry and there is an example of excellent Kavya in that. Yah kaumar harasa eva hivaras taeva chaitrakshapa te chonmilita malati surabhaya pravana kadamba nila sa chaivasmi tathapi tatte surata vyapara lila vidho reva rodasi vetasi taratule cheta samutkanthate. So there one Naika, heroine is saying to some hero. So this is an example of Laukik Kavya. So everybody was shocked why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is reciting this. So their heroine is saying to hero that he is the same person who stole my heart in my youth and now he is in front of me, and see these are the same moonlit nights and there is a fragrance of malti flower and there is a breeze that is blowing from the Kadamba trees, but my heart is longing for the Reva river, to go to the bank of the Reva rivers and beneath the tree of Vetasi I want to meet him. So such is this shlok. So nobody was able to understand what is this. Only Rupa Goswami was able to understand, and he composed another shlok. What is the meaning, actual meaning what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to say. So he composed a shlok like Priya Soyam Krishna Sahachari Kurukshetra Milita Tathaham Saradha Tadidam Ubhayo Angam Sukham Tathapyantar Khelan Madhura Murali Panchamajushe Mano me Kalindi Pulina Vipinaya Sprihayati. Radharani is saying, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying in the mood of Radharani. Radharani is saying that here we have the same Krishna and I am the same Radhara, and here we are meeting in this Kurukshetra. But my heart is longing to go to the bank of river Yamuna beneath the trees, or Kadamba trees of Vrindavan. Like that. So this Ras Leela can happen only in Vrindavan. So if you see in this Leela Madhuri also, the epitome of all the Leelas is Ras Leela, and that happens only in Vrindavan. Then from the point of view of Parikar, the associates of Krishna. So associates of Krishna, they are unique, they are different from all other associates of all other incarnation. But even among the associates of Krishna, the associate, the Parikar of Braj is even more unique. Like here we are seeing this Devaki and Vasudeva, they are bewildered by the opulences of Krishna. Earlier they were also shocked that how our little children, Krishna and Balram, they will fight with these wrestlers, Chadur and Mushtik, and how they will face Kamsa. But when they saw that Krishna and Balram effortlessly killed all the wrestlers, then after that Krishna killed Balram. So Devaki and Vasudeva, they got this awe and reverence. They remembered that when Krishna was born, he was born in four-ended form. That time both Devaki and Vasudeva prayed to the Lord. And Krishna told their past lives, two past lives to Mother Devaki and Vasudeva. And after that, they took him to Gokul, like that. So they remembered the entire episode, and they remembered that they are actually not my sons. They are Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are Jagadishwar, like that. And when they understood like that, they stood like a statue. Even when Krishna and Balram touched their feet with their heads, so they should have picked up Krishna and Balram and embraced them. They are seeing Krishna and Balram after so much long time, but they did not do that. So this is the Parikar of Mathura and Dwaraka. So whenever there is some opulence displayed by Krishna and Balram, so their madhurya, their sweetness, it slackens. Whereas this never happens in the case of the Vraj Parikar. Even when Krishna shows the opulence, they do not consider it only. They say that he is our little child, what he can do. And they come up with various reasons that how this could have happened. They say that actually Krishna is being saved by the pious activities of Nanda Maharaj. Nanda Maharaj has done so much of punya, so much of pious activities, he has served the Brahmanas, he has given so much of charity, he is worshipping Lord Narayan, that because of this punya, pious activities of Nanda Maharaj, Krishna is being saved. Sometimes they say, like in the case of Trinavarta, that this sinful demon was killed by his sins only. Our child is nishpap, he is sinless, so he was saved. Sometimes, like when Mother Yashoda saw the Virat Roop in the mouth of Krishna, then she thought that maybe this is some ghost or what. Or maybe something is happening. What is happening? She started praying to Lord Narayan like that. One of the most common reasons that Brajvasis would give is that actually there is a avesh of Narayan within our child. Garg Muni has said during Namkaran Sanskar, name giving ceremony, he has said that Narayan Samo Gunai, your child is equivalent to Narayan in Gun. Actual meaning was that only Narayan is equivalent to your child, nobody is equivalent to child. But Nanda Maharaj thought that he is saying that there are some qualities of Narayan within my child. So they were thinking that whenever there is some disaster, some mishap that happens, actually it is Narayan who is acting through Krishna. Krishna doesn't have any power. Narayan displays his opulences through Krishna. But he is our child only. Sometimes they used to say that actually it is the benediction of the Brahmanas that Krishna is sustaining. So many times whenever some mishap happened, Mother Yashoda used to call all the Brahmanas and they used to chant the Swasti Vachan, the Vedic mantras, and Mother Yashoda used to feed the Brahmanas, give them heavy dakshina, and the Brahmanas also used to say, Chiranjeevi Bhav. May you live long. Such is the rasa of Vrindavan. There is not even a tinge, iota of eye on the opulences of Krishna. Even when the opulences are quite visible, still those opulences nourish this Madhurya Bhav only. Like we see when Nanda Maharaj was taken to the Varun Loka by the servant of Varun. So there, Krishna went there and rescued Nanda Maharaj. And Nanda Maharaj came back. So all the cowherd men, they were asking Nanda Maharaj, Baba, where did you go? And how did you come back? So Nanda Maharaj said, oh my dear brother, what should I tell you? I went to a peculiar lok there. But the good thing was that the Mahant of that lok had an acquaintance with our Kanhaiya. And he started offering prayer, Namastubhyam Bhagavate Brahmane Paramatmane, like that. And all glory is unto you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Brahman, the Paramatma. See, somebody has a son like this. My son is so talented that even demigods are worshipping him. So the opulence nourishes the Madhurya. This is the thing. They are thinking that whatever opulence is happening, this is my son, he is our darling, like that. Similarly, we see in the Sakhya Parikar also, similar thing happens. In the Sakhya Parikar, like we see in the Dwarka, Arjun got bewildered when he saw Virat Roop, the Kala Roop of Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned, Sakheti Matva Prasabham Vadeti, Hey Krishna, Hey Yadav, Hey Sakheti. I was thinking as you as my friend, and in that feeling, sometimes I called you Krishna, sometimes I called you Yadava, sometimes I called you O Sakha. Please forgive me for that. All obeisances unto you. From front I offer you obeisances, from back, from left, from right, from top, from bottom, from all directions I offer you obeisances. Please forgive me. So his feeling of friendship, it was slackened when he saw the opulence of Krishna, when he saw the Virata Roop, Kala Roop of Krishna. But in the Vraj, every day Krishna is killing some of the other demon. But the friends of Krishna, the cowherd boys of friends of Krishna, they are only thinking that he is our friend only. And whenever they play, Krishna loses, Krishna has to pick them on his shoulders. Vaha Krishno Bhagavan Shri Damanam Parajitaha. It comes in 10th canto that Krishna has to pick up Shri Dama when he got defeated. So sometimes Krishna will say, no, I will not pick you up. Then Sri Dama will say, why would you not pick me? You have lost, you should pick me. So Krishna would say, I am the son of king. So what to say? Then Sri Dama will say, king, you are king, son of the king in your home only. Here you are one of us. If you do not pick me today, from tomorrow don't come for playing. Then Krishna says, sorry, I will pick you up. So such is the Sakhya Ras. Similarly, in the terms of Madhurya Ras, the Parikar, there also the same thing. The quality of the Madhurya Ras that is there in the Vraj is much more superior as compared to the Madhurya in Mathura and Dwarka. Rup Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu mentions 3 types of Madhurya Rati: Sadharini Rati, Samanjasa Rati, and Samartha Rati. Sadharini Rati means general Rati, like the Rati of Kubja. Here one loves Krishna, but there is a feeling of lust for Krishna. One wants to enjoy one's own senses. So this is condemned by the Acharyas. This is not so intelligent. However, there is some tinge of desire to serve also. First, I want my own pleasure, but because Krishna is giving me pleasure, so I should give him also some pleasure. So this is Sadharini Rati. So point to note is that in this Rati also, there is no karma bandhan. Krishna says in Chirharan Leela, Na maya veshita dhyam kamah kamaya kalpate bharjita kvathita dhana prayo bijaya neshate mai aveshita dhyam kamaha. If somebody is focusing entirely on me, but he is kamaha, he has kam, lust, kamaya na kalpate, it doesn't lead to further bondage. Example is given, bharjita kvathita dhana prayo bijaya neshate. Somebody takes some seeds and fries them or boils them, they cannot sprout again. Similarly, if somebody is having any feeling for Krishna, nothing harm will happen. But this is the lowest grade of Madhurya Rati, Sadharini Rati. Then better than that is Samanjasa Rati, proper Rati. This Rati we see in Dwarka, the Mahishis, who are the wives of Krishna. So they have a feeling that he is my husband and I am their wife, like that. So in this type of Rati, there is some demand. There is some demand. That's because Krishna is my husband, he should do like this. He should fulfill my desires. And sometimes it is mentioned in Bhagavatam, the bhog feeling may also come in this, desire to satisfy one's own senses. If this happens, then Krishna is not attracted. Yasyendriyam vimathitum kuhukair nasheku. First canto is mentioned. That although the women of Dwarka, they were so beautiful, and with their hav-bhav, with their glances, they were tried to attract Krishna, but Krishna was not impressed. Only when there is love, desire to satisfy Krishna, then only Krishna is attracted. Krishna is not lusty, Krishna is lover. He is only attracted towards love. If you see, compare this to Vraj Madhurya Parikar, so their Rati is called Samartha Rati, competent Rati. Competent in the sense that it can control Krishna also. In this type of Rati, there is no desire for personal gratification. The only focus is Krishna. How can I serve Krishna better? So this is called Samartha Rati. So Krishna becomes obliged to this type of Rati. He says in Ras Leela, Na pare ham nirvadya sayujam swasadhu krittam vibdayushapiva yama bhajan durjargehe shrinkala samrishya tadvaha pratiyati sadhunah. That you remain satisfied with your own service. I cannot repay you. Even if I take the life of Brahma, lifetime of Brahma, I get that much time. Even at that time, I cannot repay you. So you remain satisfied with your own service. Because you have broken all the family ties and affection for me. I cannot do that. Krishna cannot leave his parents, right? Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. But Gopis left everything for Krishna. They left all the social moderation, all the Vedic injunctions. They left all the vivek, all the shame, all the social consideration, and went to Krishna. So this is the love of the Gopis. This is called Parakiya Bhav. And in the Dwarka it is called Swakiya Bhav. Swakiya means when a boy marries a girl in front of the fire, in front of the Brahmana, Vedic mantras are being chanted, and in front of the society. So this is called Swakiya. Parakiya means relationship that is outside of the marriage or before marriage. Now this is very condemned in the world. But when the same feelings are directed towards the Supreme Lord, it is appreciated. Throughout Bhagavatam we see big scholars, Uddhavji, Brahmaji, they are appreciating this Parakiya Bhav. Actually the Gopis are neither Sukhiya nor Parakiya. They are Suiya, Jiva Goswami says. They are the energy of the Supreme Lord. Ras Leela it is said, Yatharvakah swa pratibimba vibramaha. Krishna is doing Ras with the Gopis. It is just like a child playing with his own shadow. Yatharvakah. So they are the energies of the Supreme Lord. But to enhance this rasa, Madhurya ras, because in Parakiya Bhav, the feeling of Durlabhta and Varimanata, that rarity and hindrance is there, that enhances the rasa. So we see in the terms of Parikar, the Braj is the supreme. Then Venu Madhuri is only there in Braj. We never see Krishna holding flute in Mathura or Dwarka. Do we? I don't see, right? So in Venu Madhuri, the Venu of the Krishna is such that it can attract anyone and everyone. The moving things becomes non-moving, non-moving things become moving. Yamuna is flowing, she will stop. And whenever Krishna wants to cross the river, he will play his flute in such a way that Yamuna will freeze. He will cross the river and again the Yamuna will start moving. So such is the effect of the Venu. The cows who are grazing, they will leave the grazing of the grass. The calves, they will leave the drinking of the milk, and they will hear the sound of the flute of Krishna with their ears upraised. It is mentioned in Bhagavatam. And all the non-moving things, they start moving. The stone starts melting. The trees, they start shedding tears in the guise of honey. So this is Venu Madhuri. Similarly, Roop Madhuri. Now the Roop of the Krishna is attractive. Everywhere Krishna goes, everyone is attracted towards Krishna. But the kind of beauty that Krishna exhibits in Vrindavan is nowhere. Here only, in this chapter only, one shlok will come where these Mathura ladies, they are saying that, oh, what good fortune the gopis have done, that they are seeing Krishna in Vrindavan. Gopya tapah kimacharan yadamushya rupam lavanya saram samordhomananya siddham drikbhi pibante anusava bhinavam durapam ekanta dhama yashashah shri aishwarasya. What good fortune these gopis have done, that they are seeing the form of Krishna, which is Ananya Siddham, Lavanya Saram, Asamordham, Ananya Siddham. Lavanya Saram means the essence of all loveliness. If you take all the lovely objects, their essence is the beauty of Krishna. And Asamordham, there is nobody that is superior to him, nobody which is equal to him, that beauty. Ananya Siddham, this is a part of his Swarup only. And these gopis, they are drinking the beauty of Krishna with their eyes. Like that. So such is the nature of Vraja. In the terms of Leela, in the terms of Parikar, in the terms of Venu, in the terms of Roop Madhuri. Vraj is Sarvashreshth. Vraj is the greatest. And everything, all of these things, they are mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, especially the 10th canto. It is a window to the spiritual world. It is mentioned so that we get attracted to these pastimes. And if at all we get a feeling that the way the cowherd boys, they are serving Krishna, the way the gopis are serving Krishna, can I also serve Krishna in the similar way? It is the beginning of raga, attachment to Krishna. This laulyam, tatra laulyam meka mulyam, this lobe, this greed, intense greed, to associate with Krishna, this is the mulya for the raga bhakti. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give all of us. Anarpit charim chirat karunaya avtirna kalau samarpaitum unnato ujjval rasa. So bhakti shriyam, anarpit charim chirat, that bhakti which was not given for a long time, this raga bhakti, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give that only. Unnat ujjval rasa, like that. So what we should do, we should read these pastimes and relish these pastimes. Try to read it again and again. So there are two things, Aishwarya and Madhurya. The Madhurya is the sar, this is the essence of Krishna. Madhurya Bhagavata sar, Braje koila parachar, taha sakhi yasera nandan, sthane sthane bhagavate, varniyache janaite, taha sune mate bhaktajan. So this Madhurya is the essence of the Bhagavata of Krishna. And it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. What we should do, we should repeat it. Again and again we should read it again and again. When we read these pastimes will enter into our heart. Krishna will enter through these pastimes into our heart. Pravishta karna randhrena swanam bhava saroruham dhunoti shamalam Krishna salilasya thasarat. Just like the autumn season cleans the water, similarly Krishna enters through the ears of the devotee into the heart and cleanses the heart. Okay, so we'll end here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions or comments? So Krishna tells that one of the life is mentioned was Prishni and Sutapa. There Krishna took birth as Prishni Garbha, and then later the life was of Kashyap and Aditi. Their Lord took birth as Vaman Dev. Okay. And Srila Prabhupada ki jai.